Alrighty, so I'm ready to get started. If you are, you can listen to this practice wherever you find yourself today. You can be sitting down or laying down or even stretching and doing things if that's what you got to do. And hopefully wherever you're at when you listen, this will still be helpful to you in some way. So if you would like to listen in a still position, allow yourself to take all the time you need to arrive there. And let yourself fidget, adjust, stretch, or move in whatever ways your body wants to move. As you do your best to not think about these movements at all, but more letting your body move you in the ways that intuitively feel good in your bones and muscles and joints. Not worrying at all about what the movements look like, but coming into that sense of feeling and following those yummy sensations that you might feel when you move the body in certain ways. Maybe with some shoulder rolls, bringing the shoulders forward and back, or neck rolls, side body bends, cat-cow motions with the spine. Just anything at all that feels good in your body. Trusting your instincts of movement. And at any point, if you haven't already, you can make your way to a still position, if that's how you would like to listen today. And you just check in that the spine is nice and straight in whatever position you've chosen. And if you're in a space where you feel safe and would like to, you can allow the eyes to gently close at any time if they aren't already. As you now mark your arrival into your practice today and into your body today with a full, intentional cleansing breath. As you call in this fresh new air into the body, as you almost watch yourself as you fill up to every corner and edge of you. As you hold that for a moment once you're full, to experience the sense of fullness. And as you need to, slowly letting it all go. As you exhale bit by bit, and you gently pull the navel toward the spine at the bottom of your exhale to really push that last bit of stagnant air out of you. As you again pause for a moment here to now experience the sense of emptiness, allowing your next breath to come to you as it's needed. And at any point, if you haven't already, you may release this guidance over your breath altogether as you allow yourself to step into the role of the witness or the observer, into that perspective where you are now simply watching the fact that your body is breathing, rather than having any direct impact over the rhythm or depth of your breath. But letting go of that guidance as you now simply watch your body as it breathes you. The same way that the waves roll up along the shoreline. Your body breathes you in this exact same way. This steady, gentle rhythm of coming and going. Not trying to change anything about what you are witnessing, but simply watching, listening, and feeling. As you remind yourself to come back and stay in this curious perspective. Becoming curious about how you are right now and who you are right now. You can always make note of any expectations that pop up, any thoughts that come to mind that try to tell you how you should be feeling or how you would rather be feeling. And noticing when those come up as well. And using any expectations that come as cues or as reminders for you to come back and remind yourself that whatever it is you are feeling is what you should be feeling, simply because you are feeling it. And we do not move on from feelings by ignoring the ones that are currently here and trying to force ourselves to be a certain way. But we move on from feelings by allowing them to arise from within us and release outside of us in whatever way they need to be released. Whether that be through a big exhale, through a sigh, through screaming, through crying, through punching a pillow, through any other means, maybe through laughter or tears that turn into laughter, or just running around and shaking out your whole body, whatever it is that your body, that your emotions are calling for. Honoring that. Allowing yourself to be and to do exactly what you need to do. As this is a completely individual and personal practice. This is your practice. And there is nobody else out there who can tell you exactly what it is that you are feeling or exactly what it is you need to do. It's only you. And we can confuse ourselves or get lost even in knowing what it is we even want or who we even are. These are things that we can forget, or these are things that can get fuzzy if we spend too much time, or when we spend too much time listening to the world outside of us. when we spend too much time comparing ourselves to everyone else in the world. When we spend too much time holding ourselves to high expectations that we believe we need to meet. But oftentimes what can happen when we release these heavy, intense expectations that we put on ourselves is that we will find our way to where we want to be naturally and in a more joyful and less rigid way. And I truly believe the way that, or the best way that each of us individually can be of service to our respective communities and therefore to our entire world is by following your joys. By spending more time doing the things that excite you. By feeding your curiosities. The things that you can just talk for hours about. The things that fascinate you. These are things that you are meant to follow. You can use excitement and joy as your own personal compass of where to spend more of your time. Because there is nobody else out here who has exactly what you have to offer. Your own unique perception combined with your own unique life experience creates the perfect environment for your personal talents to thrive. And sometimes we ignore them because we're scared of them. Or we fight them away because we think they're stupid or we should be doing something more meaningful. Or we try to convince ourselves that everyone wants to do that thing. And of course I shouldn't do it because that's what everyone wants to do. But thoughts like that can often be really helpful clues as to what it is our heart and our soul actually wants to be doing. Because it's not true that everyone wants to do a certain thing. That is just, it'll never be true. And if you feel so drawn to something that it scares you, or that you don't even allow yourself to have the feeling that you want that, again, it can be a very helpful, very powerful clue of things to chew on a little bit more, mentally chew on. To get a little bit more comfortable with the idea that maybe that is what you are meant to do. Maybe you are meant to fulfill your passions. Maybe you are meant to share your talents. And if you just imagine if every single person in this world was connected with their unique gifts and talents and shared those with their communities, with their world that they exist in, you can imagine how much that would help this world that is hurting so much. And you can trust that you following your passions And being excited by the things that excite you will automatically give others permission to do the same for them. It will remind others that they have things that excite them as well. And even when your daily life might need to exist in a world that is just there to provide money and support, even if you do need to work a job that you don't necessarily love, but it provides you that financial support and safety, that is okay too. We need that as well. We cannot even be connected with our passions if we are not in safety, if we are not supported. And so just any time that you have, maybe it's one time a month where you allow yourself to just spend a day doing the thing that really sparks your joy. Maybe you just spend the day dancing, or spend the day singing, or writing, or drawing, or anything else that you want to do. And just know that each and every time you connect yourself with your passions, you will be that little bit better off for it. You will be a little bit more connected to yourself, to the core of who you are. That will always be screaming for your passions and for your purpose to be fulfilled. That small voice within you that always knows exactly what it is you need to do. That small voice that can get so small and so quiet the more we ignore it and the more we drown it out with other voices. But we will never be able to drown it out completely. And no matter how much you've ignored it in the past, it is still there. And there's nothing you can do that will take it away. You always have the option to reconnect to you, to the core essence of who you are. And just take a moment now to scan your body with your awareness from head to toe. And just remind all of the muscles throughout your body to release and ungrip from the bones just a little bit more. Allow a full-bodied exhale. A full-bodied sense of acceptance into you right now. Feeling this rhythm of your own heartbeat and letting this heartbeat be your own personal reminder of this core essence of you. This heart has been pumping life into you from before you were even breathing air. And this heart will continue to pump life into you for as long as you exist in this body. And so this heart is your steady, constant reminder, the steady background beat to your entire existence, your steady reminder that you are directly connected to whatever source or force allows all of our hearts to beat. You are innately and directly connected to the source that all life comes from, simply because you are alive. And energy cannot be created or destroyed. And you, the essence of you, is pure energy. And so you are this eternal life energy, living in this human body, living this human experience, which can, of course, cause a lot of confusion and a lot of heartache throughout our lives, which we are not meant to escape. We are just meant to experience it. We are meant to be these spiritual, eternal beings living a human experience, which will include pain and suffering and sorrow and heartache, as well as love and joy and connection, happiness, and all of the good things. And we would not know one without the other. If you were happy and motivated all of the time, you would never be happy or motivated, because you would be normal. If you feel a certain way every single moment of every single day, it no longer has meaning. It becomes normal, mundane, expected. And so what we are actually feeling when we feel happy and joyful and connected, inspired, motivated, we are actually feeling is the contrast between the opposing emotion. And so we can learn to appreciate the lows of our life, the pain, the heartache, the sorrow that we experience, the same way we appreciate the joys. Because the joys would not exist, or the highs would not exist without the lows. And we can make our human experience a lot less difficult for ourselves by releasing some more resistance to it. By reminding ourselves that there is nothing wrong with us when we are experiencing pain. There's nothing wrong with us when we are in a bad phase of life, when we're feeling bad. The same way, there's nothing wrong with the moon when it is in the shadows. There's nothing wrong with the trees when they shed their leaves. There's nothing wrong with your best friend or your parent or your child when they are in a difficult phase in life. These are things we intuitively know when it comes to acts of nature or with the people we love. But for some reason, with ourselves, we like to beat ourselves up when we're already feeling bad. And so just know that the moment you catch yourself That moment you realize you're doing it is such a huge step forward and a huge opportunity to change the narrative a bit. And so if you catch your voice saying that I should be happy, I should be better, I should be further along in my life by now, you can let those should thoughts alone act as cues to say, whoa, whoa, whoa. Whatever I'm feeling is what I should be feeling simply because I'm feeling it. And so I can allow this feeling to arise, release through tears or yelling or however it needs to be released in a safe space, and move on and lighten the load, as the next set of feelings will always be there waiting for you. But we do not need to drown them down. We do not need to shove them down deeper in us, where they will only get deeper embedded within us, where it will only become heavier over time. But we can let that wave of emotion arise and release and move on. Because all good things are always on their way to you. Every single moment in the future where you will feel loved, where you will feel purposeful, where you will feel connected, all of those future moments are on their way. And we can hold on with those in mind. We can make it through the difficult seasons of life with a little bit more ease by remembering it is temporary. Even when it feels like this is how it's always been and how it always will be, we know that that will never be true. Because the only truth is that everything changes, especially how we feel. So just take the next few moments now to just remind your body to re-soften if any tension has crept back. All the muscles in the face, in the arms, across the abdomen, all the muscles down the legs. Just letting yourself be exactly as you already are. As you just allow each and every word that you've heard today to settle. And just trusting that anything at all that you heard that resonated with you or struck a chord with you in some way, just trusting that that feeling sometimes comes when we hear on the outside what a part of ourselves already knows to be true on the inside. And so just allow these truths to be enhanced within you so that you feel a little bit more confidence to act on your own intuition. Trusting that you already know all it is that you need to know. and all it is that you need to do, if that is anything at all. So if it feels like something you would like to do today, you can just let your hands find each other in a prayer position toward heart center. So you just feel this contact of your palms and fingers to one another. And you let your heart lift toward your thumbs as your thumbs press back toward your heart. As you feel all of this power generated through you. You can allow yourself to take in one final deep and full breath into the body, filling up the most you have today. And as you exhale, letting go of anything you're ready to let go of, as you allow the head to gently bow. As you take this moment to bow to the source of energy that allows all of our hearts to beat, whatever you believe that to be. And bowing to everyone else in this space who has listened and completed this practice right alongside you. And finally, bowing to yourself for choosing to show up today and taking the time out of your busy life for this pure act of self-love and self-care. And may this act continue to heal you through the rest of your days and nights. And may you bring the same love and understanding to everything you do and to everyone that you see. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Feel free to float on out of here if you want to stay in this zone a little longer. I will be back here on Friday. Right now I have the schedule set so that I'm here Friday at 7:30, so an hour later than this one started. Full disclosure that I might cancel that one last minute. I don't know how I'm going to be feeling come the end of the week. But I might be feeling wonderful, so I might not cancel it. But if I do, just know that I'm in hell. If that's why, if I canceled it, that'll be why. But who knows? I might be feeling great. I have no idea. We'll see. Okay, lots of comments. I'm going to read through these comments, and I'm going to keep the recording going because last time Greg wanted me to keep the recording going for the chat. So I will do that for you, Greg, and whoever else wants it. So I'll post this part on, I edit a lot of it, so it's just the good bits I'll say from this section, and that'll be in the YouTube video as well. Okay, let me read through these comments. Linda, hello. I'm so sorry that you lost your nephew in October to the same. It is so, oh my God. My sister lives down in Maryland, and it is like they literally have a sign in their town that's like opioid death or like overdose counter, and it goes up every single day. it is the most heartbreaking thing in the world. I'm so sorry. She says, hard for me to process my feelings today. It's my birthday. Oh, happy birthday. And the day I lost my son, Linda, so many years ago. I'll go through the whole gamut of feelings today. PTSD. Girl, anniversary pain is a real thing. Give yourself whatever you need today. If you just need to lay in bed, eat your favorite food, watch your favorite movies, if that's all you can do, just do that. Like, take whatever. It's your birthday and you're dealing with a lot. Like, I can't imagine. You are so strong. And guilt-free, do whatever Linda needs today. I don't think anyone would disagree with that. And cry. Cry as much as you possibly can. Open the valve and let it all out. Sending so much love to you. And so is Jessica. She says, that's so hard. Linda, sending so much love. Do something that brings you, Jessica's on the same page. Do something that brings you joy and reminds you of him, if that helps to find the balance. Yeah, absolutely. Do your favorite things and his favorite things. Maybe like eat his favorite food, watch your favorite movie, or vice versa, something like that. Avocado says, can you elaborate on self-love? Because how much I self-motivate, I get instantly struggled if I can't meet people's expectations. Interesting. I wonder if you were in here when I first started this live, because I did share something about self-love, because I've been thinking a lot about this. Because there is like a different, it's like having high expectations for yourself and loving yourself are not the same thing. And I think of self-love. I know that there's a lot of people where like, I'm starting to learn, maybe just don't call it that, because, and I think it's a lot of men that I've come across have a really hard time with the concept of self-love, and that it feels like something that they shouldn't do. Like there are bad parts of me. Like I shouldn't love this part of me. Like, no. And I think of it more as self-acceptance, maybe. And the thing that's coming to mind when I read this about motivation and meeting expectations is something that an old therapist said to me about. The thing I said to him was like, he was like, well, what do you need to feel okay about yourself? And I'm like, well, I need to be bringing love everywhere I go, to everything I do. I need to be making people's days better. I need to be I need to be doing things from my highest self and in my highest form all of the time. And like I said it just like that. And before I said it out loud, it sounded totally reasonable. And I was like, why is that so much to ask? I just need to be my best self all of the time. And then when I said it to him and I saw his reaction, I was like, it kind of came to reality of just like, that's kind of a crazy expectation to put on yourself. All of the time? You need to be your best all of the time? And I was like, I mean, I guess not. And first of all, I want to say that is a human thing. Like humans, how I said before, like we are spiritual beings living human experiences is what it feels like to me, because there's something in us that is still alive when we're no longer in these bodies. Like there's some form of a thing that moves on. Some core of us. And I think, beings, exactly. So when it comes to like, what is the purpose of life? I mean, I have a lot of thoughts on the purpose of life. And I think everyone's purpose is something different, which is why I always talk about follow your excitements. What things make you excited? What things are you super curious about? What things would you, if you could, what would you spend your entire day doing? That is probably what you should be doing. And I don't think anyone needs a crazy purpose. Like not all of us need to be this like, I'm going to save the world, or I'm going to like do some hugely impactful things. Sometimes your purpose is cooking food for your neighborhood, like the chefs at the kitchen down the street, like purpose. It could be doing the dishes for that restaurant. It could be gardening. It could be walking your dog. We have so many purposes here, and no one is like better or worse than the other. It's not like a hierarchy. It's like we are all humans living on this earth, and our purpose is to be human. And like, that's kind of what I'm getting at. It's like, we're human beings, not human doings. So you do not need to do something in order to be purposeful, You are purposeful just inherently, just because you're here. Like the fact of it, this is what I like to say, the fact of your existence is the proof of your worthiness of being here. And all of us will get lost and feel not purposeful. And this is why I like to say my moon analogy a lot. The moon. Think of the moon. When you're having these thoughts, avocado, when you're having, this is the state. I'm so familiar with this state, so I hope I can help, because I'm here a lot. So yes, try to do the things that you like the most and the things that just genuinely make you happy. And remember this analogy from the moon. This comes from Hellenistic astrology, but the moon represents our body, our physical body. It's matter, just like the moon, but it reflects the light of the sun, which represents our soul, this like eternal light that is within us that illuminates the moon. The light that is within us illuminates our body. It enters our body when we're born, leaves our body when our bodies are done. And that light within us sometimes fully illuminates us, just like the moon. And we'll feel like a full moon. We'll feel bright and connected, and like we can shine light for others in the darkness. And then there are other times where the exact same moon, it's not a different moon, it's the same moon. It's not reflecting any light. It's in the shadows. It's hidden. It might feel disconnected. It might feel, what is my purpose? Why am I even here? I'm in the shadows, like just hiding away. But we know there's nothing wrong with the moon when it's in the shadows. It's just simply a phase it moves through. And we're the exact same way. There's nothing wrong with us when we are questioning ourselves and what our purpose is, and feeling disconnected and just feeling bad, just the bad parts of life, or when we're in a lot of pain. There's nothing wrong with that. It just means that we're human. It just means we're a part of nature. Just like the leaves. We don't say, what's wrong with you, trees, when their leaves shed. We just know that it's a phase they will move through. And for some reason with ourselves, when we're in phases that are bad and feel bad and heavy, we're like, what's wrong with me? I should be better. I should be motivated. I should be this great thing all of the time. But it's no, because we also know that with our loved ones, like your best friend, your child, your parent, when they're in a heavy, dark phase of life, you just comfort them when they're there. You don't say, what's wrong with you? Or if you do, don't do that, because there's nothing wrong with them when, there's bad things happening. It just means that you're human, and that's it. It doesn't have to be this crazy. Maybe there are some profound lessons you can draw from the darkness that you're in, but maybe not, and that's okay too. We're living a human life, and we just have to allow ourselves to do it. And what I like to look at it as is like, because I experience near constant pain for 15 years now. I've had a lot of chronic pain, and the biggest gift that's given me, the most profound teaching I've learned from my pain is that you can't control pain. Sometimes pain is just here. And sometimes you trying to get rid of the pain is the heaviest layer of the pain. So it's like, that's why I say a lot in my meditations, is like sometimes the heaviest layer of our own suffering is one we put on ourselves. It's those voices, those heavy expectations, the resistance, all of the things. I don't want to be this way. I don't want to feel this way. I should be feeling different. Why am I feeling this way? I should be better. Like all of the rejecting how it is
and expecting it or wanting it to be something different. But if we can just notice when that's happening, notice when the should are popping up, notice when we're like not like just completely resisting whatever's happening, validate that, because of course you're resisting pain because it sucks and it's painful. And at the same time, if you can find that place to just exhale into it and just physically soften your body around the pain and like within it, it still hurts, it's still there, but there's not that heavy layer of questioning and resistance and the circles that you put yourself through, the mind traps, the holes that you get stuck in, the like tornado of just like the crippling, that's what you said, the like crippling feeling, I think can come from just like totally resisting and not listen, like what's happening. When what's happening is so painful, so it makes sense that you'd want to resist it, so you can validate that. And at the same time, just feel it. It's safe for you to feel it. You won't be crushed. You won't drown. You're strong. You're human. And you've felt so many hard things already. You've experienced so much turmoil already. And you've survived. And you will continue to do so. And those are there's so many things I got to read through. And I have an appointment soon. So let me start reading through these. Linda says, thanks, Jessica. I always try to plan something, but just end up in my bed crying and reliving the last day I had with him. That's a beautiful thing. That is a beautiful way to honor him. And I love that. I'm sorry that it involves so much pain, but crying is good. I heard someone say tears are prayers. And that is one of the most comforting things I could have ever been told. Tears are prayers. Let yourself cry. Jessica says, I'm happy you are here doing this for you. Would he want you to do something for you? Yeah. And have a little fun, do you think? Maybe you don't just have to go full blown, all fun, moving the dial just a little bit. I love this conversation in here. My joy and purpose died with It's been hard for me to find joy, but thank you. And yes, I ended up here for a reason. Yes, absolutely. What did your son love or like to do? What was important to him? Can you volunteer, relate to anything to that? He was a gaming nerd, an artist, loved music, and the sweetest soul. Maybe I'll draw and paint today and play more guitar. I love that so much. Yes. Yes, and talk about him too. That's another thing when you lose a loved one. Nobody wants to bring them up, and it makes sense because you don't want to. I don't think maybe like your random friends should bring them up necessarily, but like the people closest to you and the people closest to him, like talk about him, share some of your favorite memories, like because he is here. Like love doesn't go anywhere. Remember, energy cannot be created or destroyed. The energy of his spirit that you created, that was within you. He was in your womb. You brought him into this world. He is here and isn't going anywhere. And that love, we can time travel through our memories, and that love that you have for him is so powerful, and it's not going anywhere. It's here. And you can cry, please cry all the tears. And at the same time, remember all of the lovely things. Maybe play a video game or do some painting or whatever. I love that idea, Jessica. So you got all the support in here for you, Linda. Yes, absolutely no coincidences. I'm with you there. Oh, Jessica said, my mom's name is Linda. Oh, I lost her a year ago, so maybe we're meant to. Yes, you two, please connect. It sounds like you guys should be sending messages to each other often. Staying connected. Diane, thank you for being here. Thank you, Allison. Thank you so much. And Poonam, thank you so much, Benjamin, for your donation. I saw some other thank you, Pierre, so much for your donation. Pierre is an awesome teacher on here. If you click on his picture here and hit follow, you can see his teacher profile. He makes beautiful music. Highly recommend listening to his things, Frequencies for the Soul. Daniela, thank you. Thank you, Michelle. I had a good, loud, releasing cry and holding on to the knowledge that it will pass and appreciate the contrast. I love it so much. I'm so happy to hear that. I am with you. I've been crying like nonstop. I try so hard to not cry in these lives, and I think I do a really good job. I don't know if I think I've cried a few times, but it's not the best feeling to cry on a live session, but I've cried in YouTube videos. Actually, the video I just posted called Daily Happies. I didn't cry in that, but I talk about a lot of the things I'm talking about right now in that video. So if you go to my YouTube and watch that, it might be helpful. It might be a continuation of this conversation in a way. Dara, yes, accept and love yourself. Must accept yourself first. Absolutely. And my therapist always likes to say, acceptance does not mean that you like it. Because sometimes, like with my health issues in particular, it's like I have to try to work on accepting them, but I'm like, I don't want to. No, thank you. I don't want to accept. Why should I accept something that is so horrible? Like, no, I don't want to accept it. And she was like, well, remember, acceptance does not mean that you like it. Doesn't mean you agree with it. Doesn't mean you want it to be like this. It just means that you acknowledge it is this way. And I can do that. So I'm like, all right, I guess I can acknowledge that. And that's, better than ignoring it or pretending that it's not happening. Linda says, the pressure we put on ourselves because we're here in this form on this earth for such a short time, relatively speaking. Yeah, I totally feel that. And it's like a little paradox, because it's like the more pressure you put on yourself to like, hurry up, do something good because our time is short. It's like the slower you'll work and like the more tense you'll be through the process, and like the more fun you let yourself have, the more you just like live your days of being like, what do I want to create today? What do I want to do today? Like from that mentality, even though there are things that have to get done that you don't necessarily want to do, sprinkling in things that are joyful, that really make you happy, it makes it last longer in a way. Like, I swear it's been like 6 years now where I've been like actively paying attention to life and like trying to be an active participant in my life. And it feels like it's been 20 years, like time kind of stretches the more you pay attention, because there's so much that can actually happen in a day. And if you're like, in phases of numbing and just distracting, those years can just fly by. I am strong. Yes, you are strong. Benjamin says, hope you can keep this part about pain in the recording. I have a friend who needs to hear that. Yes, I am still recording. So this part will be on my the video I post on YouTube. Benjamin, it will be there. And yeah, I am that friend also. Like I said, if you go to my YouTube channel and you search addiction, it should pop up there. I made one video about it. I will make more in the future, but I'm just not ready to right now. But I live with chronic pain, and I've also been numbing chronic pain for years. And I need to find a different method of coping. And I know that, and I've known that for years, but it's finally time to stop. So that's what's happening this week, because I'm done. I'm done with this numbing substance I've been addicted to. And it's really hard, but I'm gonna do it, and it'll be what's for the best. So yeah, all of this will stay in the recording. So yes, Avocado says, yeah, Linda, it's just nuts thinking, let's say 100 years compared to the age of Cosmos. Yeah, we really are just a blink. Greg says, yesterday I struggled with telling myself I shouldn't be feeling off. It's a beautiful day outside. My mood wasn't up for a nice day. So many things lately. I have to accept it's a challenging period. I'm with you, Greg. And you know what's interesting? I always would say this is like, especially during the time periods where I was going through active surgeries and just so much pain, I would be mad on sunny days. Like if it was a beautiful day outside, I would straight up be looking at it and just be so angry, because I'm like, no, like it can't be nice outside because I can't go outside. I'm stuck on the toilet. So why is it nice outside? Like, and it was such a relief when it was a rainy day or when it was bad weather, because I'm like, oh, thank God. Like, I don't even have that pressure. Like, oh, you should go outside today because it's a nice day. It's like, I don't even have that pressure. I can just stay inside and it's fine. So I totally get what you mean there. I still feel that way a lot. I can't stop talking. I have a problem. Yeah, my YouTube channel is out there. The latest videos is called Daily Happies, and I really hope that it's helpful and entertaining for you guys. It's a lot of things I talked about today, just things that I sprinkle into my days that create or help to create a generally happy life, which I believe that I have, even though I have near constant pain. So I think that there's a lot of things that we can do, even when we are in bad phases, that will make us a little happier. And then there's like 200 guided meditations, a bunch of yoga classes. Yeah, a dog helps. Yeah, I have 2 dogs and a cat. They make appearances in that video as well. So all of it is out there. You can just search my name on anything and you should find me. I will be back here Friday at the same time. An hour later. So this time, Friday, I'll be back here 7:30. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great week. Happy Monday. Hang in there, everyone. We'll get through it. Whatever hard thing you're in, we'll get through it. Only thing we can count on is change. And yeah, thank you guys so much. Thanks, Diane. Linda and Avocado, happy Monday. Have a great week and hope to see you Friday. Okay, bye-bye.